Jimin couldn't hold back his tears when he told me this about Jungkook's moment returned to the hearts of the army when Jimin, one of BTS's main vocalists, showed his emotional side when talking about Jungkook. In an interview that was recently released to the public, Jimin was unable to hide his emotions while sharing deep memories with the magne. Sincere and loving sentences that rolled from Jimin's lips also made many fans touched, not even a few who cried. When asked about his special relationship with Jungkook, Jimin looked down for a moment, taking a deep breath, before finally starting to tell the story. He recalled the difficult times when they first underwent training as trainees. Jungkook, who was very young at the time, often felt lonely and confused by the harshness of the idol world. Jimin was the place for him to hold on. There were nights when he sat quietly on the dorm stairs, staring at the floor while holding back tears, Jimin said, his eyes glazed over. "I just sat next to him and said, 'We can get through this. I'll stay here with you.'" Jimin also tells a small but very memorable moment in his heart. One night, they came home from training with a very tired body. Jungkook quietly took Jimin's jacket and put it on his shoulder. Hyung, who was asleep on the studio sofa. "He didn't say anything," recalled Jimin. "But I know from what he does, he cares a lot." Tears began to fall from Jimin's eyes as he recalled how much love and attention Jungkook showed without having to say a word. "He may look strong, but his heart is so soft," Jimin said, smiling sadly. For more than 10 years together, Jimin and Jungkook's relationship wasn't just limited to co-workers. They are like family more than that. Jungkook himself referred to Jimin several times as the person he respects the most among the other members, and vice versa. On numerous occasions, Jimin never hesitated to show affection for Jungkook, from spontaneous hugs to expressions of pride at his brother's achievements. Shortly after the interview aired, social media platforms were filled with reactions from the touched army. Many revealed that seeing Jimin cry for Jungkook was one of the most honest and moving moments. After Jimin's emotional story about Jungkook became widespread, many wondered if there was another story that had never been told before. Apparently, there is still one event that has only been known by BTS members and nearby staff. An event that shows how deep the emotional bond between Jimin and Jungkook is and why Jimin feels so touched when he remembers it. A few years ago, when the world tour schedule was so busy, Jungkook fell ill due to fatigue and work pressure. However, for the sake of not disappointing the army, he still performed on stage. Behind the scenes, Jimin is the one who secretly guards and makes sure Jungkook is okay. He got up early to make sure Jungkook's food was available, brought warm water, and even delayed his own rest just in case Jungkook needed help at night. Jimin recalled that with a trembling voice. He never wanted to show his weakness. "But I know he's fighting hard. I just want him to know that he's not alone." One thing that not even much of the public knows is that Jungkook once wrote a letter to Jimin secretly. The letter was left on Jimin's bed after their big concert in Osaka. In the letter, Jungkook wrote how grateful he was to have someone like Jimin in his life. "Hyung, you always look at me, even when I'm trying to cover everything up. You understand me, even when I don't say anything. Thank you for always being there." When Jimin read the contents of the letter in the interview, he paused for a moment because he could not hold back tears. "That was the first time I realized how deeply he felt about me as a brother." For Jimin, Jungkook is not just Dongsing or a groupmate. She was the sister he always wanted to protect and the place he could feel needed. In their long journey in the K-pop industry, their relationship has gone through many tests, fatigue, mental stress, even a sense of loneliness that often comes suddenly. But in all that, they always come back to each other. "If I had one person I would trust to the end, it would be Jungkook," Jimin said. Not only Army Korea, international fans also felt the depth of emotion shown by Jimin. Many said that their relationship became a reminder of the importance of affection and emotional support in the midst of a harsh world. The video of Jimin's crying moment has been watched millions of times in just a matter of hours, and loving comments flooded social media platforms. The term Jungkook, used by the army to refer to Jimin and Jungkook's closeness, is not just a fan service. It was a real reflection of how the two complement each other, protect and cherish in a sincere way. Behind their laughter on stage, there were tears and struggles invisible to the public. In an entertainment world that often puts performance first, the story of Jimin and Jungkook reminds us that honesty, gentleness, and brotherhood are the true forces that unite BTS and that make ARMY love them even more. After the story of Jimin's tears became a hot topic among the ARMY, it didn't take long before their closeness again became the center of attention, especially after they served in the military together. In the military camp, the two face harsh routines that are very different from life as idols. However, as Jimin said in one of his letters to fans, even in the most difficult situations, seeing Jungkook makes me strong. The military staff also revealed that their relationship was very striking. One of the soldiers said if one of them is depressed, the other one will know and come straight. They did not talk much, but simply patted each other on the shoulder or shared a warm bun at recess. One night at the camp, Jungkook reportedly prepares a small surprise for Jimin's birthday. Without access to such luxury out there, he used improvised materials to make makeshift cakes from sandwiches and chocolate jams collected from the canteen. He also wrote a small greeting on a torn piece of paper that he secretly kept in his pocket. Jimin admitted that the moment made him cry again. "I don't need anything, but a little attention from Jungkook. It felt warmer than any big gift." Although they are now serving in the military, both promise to return to the entertainment world with deeper and more meaningful work. Jungkook once said in a pre-enlistment interview that he wanted to show a more mature version of himself. Jimin also added that the experience in the military will make them stronger mentally and spiritually. "It's not about performing on stage, but about being a human being who can inspire with sincerity," Jimin said. In an internal communication session with HYB staff that was leaked to the media, Jungkook revealed that Jimin was one of the reasons he was able to get through the most difficult times in his career and personal life. "When I doubt myself, Jimin Hyung is always there. He never forced me to speak, but his presence was enough to keep me on my feet. That's what I can never express in front of the camera," Jungkook said. The reaction of the ARMY to this story was amazing. Many share their own moments when they felt strong because of friends or family, showing that Jungkook relationships not only inspire, but also heal many hearts out there. Not a few wrote an open letter on social media, expressing hope that this kind of sincere relationship will continue forever and that BTS will return not only with musical strength, but also with a stronger emotional depth. This story is proof that Jimin's tears, Jungkook's concern, and the bond between them is not just a dramatic narrative, but a reality that grows out of understanding and loving each other like brothers. In the midst of global fame and endless busyness, they can still show their fragile yet strong human side, and that's what makes BTS not just an idol group, but a true family in the eyes of millions of ARMY.